In Boruto chapter 56, Amado explains to Naruto and Shikamaru that Code had limiters placed onto himself to lower his battle capabilities as to not undermine Jigen, to which Shikamaru was visibly shocked to hear, given that it was Jigen who took on both Naruto and Sasuke together and still came out on top. Granted, Jigen did borrow some chakra from the Ten Tails before going into the battle, but it's an unquantifiable amp, so I won't focus too heavily on it. But the point is that at the present moment in time, Jigen was the greatest threat that we had ever seen in the series, and the revelation that there was another person out there with power that surpassed even him was major. Amado proceeds to reveal that there were even more cyborgs that he created which greatly surpassed Jigen in power, but were ordered to be scrapped by the Otsutsuki. Enter Daemon and Ada, a pair of siblings supplanted with DNA from an Otsutsuki, granting powerful abilities known as Shinjutsu. Shinjutsu being abilities that are neither ninjutsu nor senjutsu, but what Amado describes as more akin to divine miracles, abilities that are beyond nature in reality. But this Otsutsuki that they received their abilities from were none other than Shibai Otsutsuki, a god amongst Otsutsuki, who became so strong he ascended beyond the realm that our characters operate in, effectively making him the strongest person in the verse pre-time skip. Hey, what's up guys, it's Momoshiki the Janitor, and today, we finally reached 100 subscribers, and if that isn't a milestone to celebrate, then I don't know what I'm doing here. But I wanted to do an upload for this occasion as a bit of a thank you for all of the love and support you guys have shown me. So, on today's 100 sub special, we're going to be talking about our favorite boy to hate, Daemon and all of his abilities as we see them in the first half of the Boruto manga. If you enjoy, maybe consider leaving a like and subscribing for more content like this from your favorite manga and anime YouTuber. If you hate my guts, why not tell me all about it in the comments? It's always a good time talking with you guys and discussing what you think. But thanks for watching, let's get back into the video. So, as I said before, excluding Shibai, Daemon is at the top of the verse right now and it's not even close. So let's go over what makes this kid so freaky strong. We've been told before that all Kara members were enhanced with scientific ninja tools to make them stronger, and this is the case for Daemon as well, making him a cyborg. It's possible and more likely the case that receiving DNA from Shibai also enhanced him, which has been established in the Naruto franchise ever since Hashirama cells became everyone's favorite workout enhancer back in Shippuden. But being souped up by seemingly the world's best scientists and the universe's strongest entity will definitely propel anyone to the top of the verse. Even Tenten. I do want to note that Ada's ability has been stated to pale in comparison to when it was used by Shibai, so it's not too much of a stretch to think that Daemon's ability has also been scaled back. But in the power scaling department, Daemon does not slip at all, as, before getting his limiters removed, Code claimed that he should be able to defeat Naruto and Sasuke given a one-on-one situation. Now, this could have all been lip service for all we know, given that Code hadn't actually met either of them by this point. But once he gets his limiters removed, oh boy. Code without his limiters is said to be over Jigen, who, I will remind you, took on full power Naruto and Sasuke together, juiced up on 10 tails or not. But unlimited Code, being over the guy who soloed the two strongest people beneath him, really puts it into perspective just how strong Daemon is when he yells "Yee" and "Haw" before using Code as a horseback kiddie ride. And this isn't even a fight, it's an embarrassment to Code fans everywhere as he gets tossed around by Daemon. Look at my boy. On top of the beating that Code receives, Daemon beats down on Boruto and Kawaki for fun, just so that they know from the get-go that defying him would be a bad idea. He beats down on everyone so bad that he thinks Himoari is strong by comparison, which, what was this scene by the way? I need more answers here. Himo went from non-existent in the manga to maybe the strongest potential in the verse? And he definitely was referring to her power here, given that he blitzed Himo with the intent to harm her, but was confused when she doesn't dodge it, claiming that it should have been easy for her. So all of this beat ass is without mentioning the completely busted ability he has, despite the fact that he would already be the strongest living person as of this point without it. The power gifted to Daemon by Shibai has definitely sparked some discussion in the community about whether or not it makes sense or if it was poorly explained, and the ability in question would be none other than the Shinjutsu power of passive reflection. So let's actually take a moment to go over Daemon's ability because there's a bit more to it than your everyday reflection. In his introduction in chapter 59, Daemon is ambushed by some of Boro's guards due to Code setting off a security alert. Bug, the god, tells the men to run, but he's too late as Daemon quickly dispatches the 3 of the 4 guards without even moving a single muscle. As Code observes this battle, he considers that Daemon might be reflecting the enemy's attacks. Wanting more information, Code waits for an opportunity when Ugly isn't looking, and runs its claw marks along Daemon, which is technically an attack due to it being a jutsu, and it's immediately reflected. This keys Code into the fact that Daemon's reflection will happen regardless of his intent, given the surprised reaction, and we do see that even when sleeping during the fight against Konoha, Daemon's ability reacted to and reflected Kawaki's attack back onto him. And we do see that in chapter 71 during his fight against Unlimited Code that even a person's intent to cause harm will immediately reflect on them, as Code's claw marks scratched his forehead before he even took a swing at Daemon. So, if you're anything like me, you're probably thinking that this kid should be renamed Demon because this ability sounds way too overpowered. And you'd be correct. But just as Itachi has told us numerous times, every jutsu has a weakness, and the same goes for Shinjutsu as well, as we are eventually keyed into the major weakness of Daemon's godly ability in the very same chapter when Bug tells Code to beware of Daemon's hands. This is due to the fact that he can only reflect attacks when he's touching someone else, and Amado expands on this later, stating that any person he touches also becomes affected, instantaneously reflecting all harm and intent as well. So wait, if Daemon needs to be touching someone to reflect, then what was this about? These moments are what make people question whether or not Daemon's abilities are poorly explained. So, small theory here, and feel free to call me stupid and in denial, but maybe there's two conditions for Daemon's ability to activate. We've been told that his palms need to be touching someone to reflect attacks, as stated by Amado, but then he goes on to express very heavily not to aim murderous intent no matter what, for fear of it too being reflected. But taking a deeper look into this statement, as well as the immediate events that follow, Daemon reflects Kawaki's intent seemingly with his hands free, despite the fact that it was explained 4 chapters ago that it was a prerequisite for activation. Now, I would like to give Kishimoto a little bit more credit than a lot of other people have been giving him. So sticking with the benefit of the doubt, I did kind of come up with my own sort of theory that may or may not be the reason for why, and I do feel like this will be explained later, but as of right now, I don't think that it's an inconsistency or a plot hole. I do think that there's a plan for this. My guess on the matter is that the intent does not require Daemon to have his hands on anyone to reflect, but actual attacks require him to have his palms on an individual. And this would also serve to imply that these are two separate abilities in a sense, because we know that the person Daemon is touching should also receive this ability, yet when he was touching Code, his intent was reflected anyway. But again, complete headcanon, and I could be way off base, but Amado does say verbatim that it depends on certain conditions, despite him seemingly explaining the ability in full just moments prior, leading me to believe that there is more to Daemon than meets the eye. And we more than likely won't know exactly what it is until the big fight where they need to discover his true weakness to defeat him. But yeah, that's Daemon the Demon, and all of his broken hacks and busted stats. Yo, I'm kinda spitting. I know a lot of people can't stand him, but I think he's hilarious whenever he's interacting with Boruto and Code, and that he isn't just some one-note villain or even a villain at all, rather someone who's almost like a force of nature whose allegiances can flip-flop depending on the interest of his elder sister. And him being way too damn strong, I like also. But with the conclusion of chapter 80, it appears as though he and Ada are neutral, no longer in opposition to Boruto, but opting to remain with Kawaki and Konoha. To all you Boruto haters out there, come check it out, man. Give it a chance, cause it's getting juicy. But that's it. If you enjoyed, consider leaving it a like, share it with your worst enemies, and subscribe for more content like this, as it really helps my channel out. But thanks again, guys, and let's shoot for 500 subs now. I've got big dreams. I'm a dream god. But thanks for watching. I'm out. Holla!